Hello everyone, my name is Armia, and today, you know what we're doing. Oh boy, Hunter Parenting 5.5 is here. Let's go, that's exciting. I hope you all enjoyed it. I assume you've all watched it already. If not, please do go support Alpha Booster. I do have a few predictions for this one. So this one is called Hunter the Grimaling, Chapter 5.5 Grimal no Uta, which makes me a little bit worried, I admit. I do have a few predictions for this one. My first prediction is that we don't get to know if they're a ghoul or not. Because here's the thing, right? If I was the writer, I would not drop that right before, like, the whole werewolf thing. Like, Chapter 6 is already going to be filled with a lot of stuff. I feel like the ghoul thing is more something for, like, during the fallout of all of that, it might come out. Plus, honestly, I think Grimal being the ghoul is too easy. I really do think that. That being said, I'm actually really excited for this one. I have no real idea what we're gonna get, so I'm just gonna get right into it before I yap my face off, your face off, somebody's face off. Anyway, sorry, I am everywhere today. Let's just get into it. Oh my goodness. I'm a professional, guys. Ooh, okay. Right away, a few things. First of all, Neon Genesis, right? With, interestingly, Grimal in the space of Ray. Now think about that for a second. For the Neon Genesis Evangelion fans, what is Ray's position in that show? She's a puppet, effectively. She gets used by other people. Which makes me think Grimal might have been dominated before. In some form. Also, these are like the Kitten spears, and one of them is broken. Very specifically, one of them is broken. Which makes me think it might have to do with, you know, Kitten possibly. I don't think kittens are gonna die or anything like that, but I do think that might refer to their relationship. Also, and I don't know if this is on purpose, but Alpha Booster and the team is very, very purposeful with their art. One of them is very specifically pointing to her eye, which is a little bit, you know, like there's just something there, I feel like. Anyway. Yeah, the off-kilter sound. Marcus!
How's the fucking fiance?
Actually kind of saved me from being stomped more than 33 times. He really showed that he cared, you know? It's just so intense.
Didn't know he had it in him.
Sure you didn't.
Tee-hee.
Took the Arcanum ban the hardest since, the only real reason he's banned is because he happened to be so tightly wrapped in with me.
At least he wasn't as low as when he and I were dating. I was the first person he'd met who actually knew about blanks and stuff. Beggars can't be choosers.
I do wonder how Grimaline got into the Arcanum, right? Like, same thing with, like, Harry, for example, and Elise. Like, how did they get into that whole thing? Did Elise encounter a Fae before? Did Grimaline, like, encounter a blank? Like, we don't actually know, and I am curious what the story there is.
It's your fault I'm not allowed to watch Hokoto no Ken anymore!
Oh, is that my
When
fault?
you two were living together, you couldn't sleep without your shock blasting and loop into your ear holes for about 10 hours!
Oh, so he was shock after all.
Is
God dang it.
traumatized. You have left me a broken boy that I have to fix.
I was kicked out. I haven't conducted any research because I no longer have the Arcanum's funds to conduct them with.
You got no bloody oversight. You should be happy.
I still get why Grimal says that. Because Grimal wants that freedom, but she doesn't see the negatives of said freedom, you know?
This is exactly why we never worked out.
Oi!
Between your obliviousness, your obsessions, the Fist of the North Star music looping all night. Shut up! Look, I can't take any more of you right now.
Hey, wait. Okay, I'm sorry.
No!
I will say, I do think it's very interesting how Grimaline realizes she goes too far here, and right away she tries to apologize, which, okay, Kitten's not ready for that, but I do think it's good from her end that she realizes, hey, I'm doing something wrong, I should fix it. Like, you know, even if it doesn't quite work out, that's still good.
Just...
Grimaline, I would encourage you to stay in your seat and rest.
Dad, which is the caliber the vacancies again?
7.62.
Son, they're in the 200 cartridge cans.
Yeah, because it's M60s. Personally, I would have gone with M2 Brownings, to be honest, or even M3s, but, you know, beggars can't be chooser, I suppose. M60s are a bit older, a bit heavier as well. Sorry, Gun Nerd Armia came out again. For those who don't know, by the way, it's 7.62 by 51 NATO. It's not 7.62 by, I think it's 32 that the Soviets use for their AK. So, like, in case you're confused about 7.62, yeah, 7.62 by 51 NATO is the M60s round.
Those ones. There, beneath that seat.
Okay. Hey, door? Pardon the interruption, but you see where,
He's on the upper deck.
Why is Grimal coming with them? Like, that's kind of weird, right? If you think about it. Also, I like the way she's drawn in this. Very different to normal. Which might show some growth, some change. That could be interesting. But yeah, like it's kind of weird if you think about it. Like Grimal is pretty heavily wounded. You can even see some blood still. So why is she coming with?
But I really must insist you get some rest.
Wait a second.
But I really must insist.
Did you see that? Something just flew by. Okay, let me see if the frame by frame thing works. Let's see. Is that just... Okay, no, that's not just... What is that? That's not a car. Is that meant to be like a lamp or something? What is that? Okay, I might be getting a bit paranoid. I swear, this looks kind of like a hat almost or something. Weird. What is that?
Must insist you get some rest.
I appreciate
Strange.
it, but I kind of have something to say to him. Something's on my mind about things between us.
He has more than enough things on his mind as it stands.
Yeah, is now the time, Grimaline? Like, I could have got, like, don't get me wrong, I can understand from her perspective, you know, you want to fix what you did, right? Like, they had a fight, she wants to fix it. Very understandable. But maybe now's not a good time.
Look,
It's bad enough that all this happened under his watch, but to Marcus as well.
I know. It's gotten me real out of sorts too. Look, I promise not to make things worse for him, all right?
Another thing that drove by, was that just a car? Sorry, I'm keeping an eye out for things that are driving by, because, yeah, that's a police car. Okay.
All right. We've just got some things to talk through.
If you really must.
Thanks, Dor.
Grimaline,
Yeah?
I'll be holding you to that.
Right.
Go on then.
Okay, okay. I do like how Door is apparently more intimidating to her than like a freaking werewolf. Oh, I like this. That looks nice.
Hey, knock knock. I guess.
Grimal. Honestly, I don't think I can stand speaking about whatever it is you want to talk about. Please, go back down below and do literally anything else.
Ooh. I get it from Kitten's part, but goddang. Also, yeah, her wound looks rough, but on the other hand, she is walking around. Dang it, she might be the ghoul after all. Okay, let's assume for a second that she is the ghoul. I'm going to assume for a second that she is the ghoul and go into this conversation with that in mind.
Oh, no, it's... I'm... kind of useless down below with them.
Okay.
Ammo and stuff. Ribs keep sliding around in there like a half-assed mincemeat.
Sorry for my voice, by the way. It's a bit deeper than normal, I feel like.
I came up here to, well, give you someone to talk it through with.
Okay.
Came up here to listen for once? That's rich.
It's the truth, okay? There's no doubt you've got a lot going on in your head, and I want to help.
Alright, fine. I'm doing pretty shit right now, and I know it. But you? You really, really should be resting.
I mean, true.
With everyone preparing, nobody's come up to check on you, I'll wager.
Sir D would call it bathing in the null space.
Can I just say, I really like Grimal in this style. I think she looks wonderful. Like, it really fits her.
I appreciate the check-in.
Of course. Though, admittedly, I do want to talk with you about... well...
Notice that Kitten right away crosses his arms very tightly to his body. That's a closed position. A closed position means you're not willing to listen, generally. Obviously, that's not a hard, like, line, but, like, the body language that Kitten gives here is very, I do not want to listen to you, which makes sense, considering what he said.
Us?
Making one hell of a time to be talking about us. Goodness gracious.
No,
This
it's...
another Grimaline Smith classic of being doggedly insistent about making sure she's okay first before reading the room?
Now that I think about it, her name is Grimaline Smith. Smith is a very generic name. Not to say, like, it's impossible that her real name isn't Smith, but... I wonder if there's something going on there. I personally don't think she's the ghoul. I don't think she is, but... I do feel like something's going on with her.
The thing she's always done?
No, it's not.
Marcus gets abducted by a monster that can flood my mind with primal terror, and that's your cue to come and bother me about the serial drama that is our fucked relationship.
I don't blame Kitten here, but goddang.
Son of a... That was a shitty thing to say.
Hey, good on you, Kitten. Like... Good on you for catching yourself.
There's a lot going on right now, Grimal, and... No, you got punched through a wall. I can't be doing that to you. I'm sorry.
Mate, it's been a fucking night, so I get it. I'm sorry too. This is a shit time to bring it up, but it's just... That thing could have given me a nice wet vivisection. In the last bit of talking we did was...
An argument. Yeah.
Yeah.
and she doesn't want to go out without having talked it through. I can respect that.
You'll have to excuse me if I have some difficulty accepting that a brush with death is what's spurring you to try and patch things up with me.
I never said that was all I came up here to talk to you about. Cut me a break, alright? I'm not here to make it about me. I'm worried about you.
I'm worried about Marcus. We should be thinking about what we can do to rescue him, not patching things up between us. Honestly, you should have stayed. You're in no shape to be coming along.
That's my decision. I need to do what I can, and I know you would have done the same.
That's true. But I do wonder what Grimaline can do in her state. I guess she could man one of the M60s. That's an option. Still though, I wonder.
Fair, I guess. Doesn't make me any less worried.
But if it's Marcus you want to think about, why don't we put our heads together and do some of that thinking then?
Okay.
From what we've talked about with Sir D, the werewolves would have been...
I think it's very interesting. Sorry, I know I'm interrupting Kitten's conversation here, but I think it's very interesting how as soon as Grimaline effectively gives him permission to start talking about the rescue mission, he goes into like hunter mode. You know, like Kitten kind of like switches over to hunter mode, which makes sense. Like he's trying to save Marcus.
Unlikely to take him hostage unless they were gunning for something.
Like what?
We've gone over some information already, and we've had some trouble piecing together important specifics.
Okay.
Well, what you got overall?
Nothing immediately relevant, other than details of the whereabouts of this werewolf cairn. Even then, it's unhelpfully vague.
No, like special details on how to take them on, how many of them we're fighting, what they're even doing this for.
No, unfortunately, it's listed a load of groups that operate out of England as a whole, but no real information on hunting them.
Unfortunately, werewolf hunters do not tend to live long enough to write down their knowledge. Not to say that there's not exceptions to this. World of Darkness runs on exceptions. But, you know.
So, what are we doing going out here then?
Whatever we can, I think. The Society of St. Leopold was the only group that opted to remain in the operation
It's
after...
alright. I heard about it from D.
It's so bloody stupid.
Did you learn anything?
Yeah, but to be fair, Kitten, that was kind of partially on you yourself. As much as I understand why Kitten, like, argued with the Order of St. Leopold, for example, he is very lucky they didn't just go, okay, have fun, and just left. You know?
From looking around in the Arcanum?
Aside from Lord Fatigue repeatedly saying penis? Never mind. The records we consulted had a few components to them that gave us something. Nothing new, really. If you know the whole bit about werewolves being weak to silver, then that's all we've got.
Well, hang on. That stupid movie trope is true.
I know, right? The thing I've learned as a hunter is that a lot of pop culture seems to be remarkably close to reality. Or rather, the hidden reality of things.
So vampires really don't like garlic.
Well, no, that...
Funnily enough, in 5th edition, some of them really don't. There's a specific bane you can pick. I believe for the caitiff, if I remember correctly, that basically lets you do stuff like, you know, can't cross water, can't get garlic, can't look at crosses, sort of deal.
The Bomia fish is responsible for all those neck cuttings.
No, Grimal,
Do I gotta stop leaving out bedbug powder for Krampus again?
Notice, by the way, that Grimal is falling back into her own, like, overly excited persona as well. She seems to have this problem where she kind of just talks over other people, possibly as like a bit of a defense mechanism. I feel like I'm psychoanalyzing these people. I'm sorry. I really like thinking about character motivation and such. So,
Grimaline, only part of those things are correct, hence the close to reality part of what I said.
Well, how are we supposed to know which parts are true and which ones are bunk?
I will say, I think I identify quite a bit with Grimaline. I can sometimes have a tendency, or especially I used to have a tendency to kind of like talk over other people sometimes. I think nowadays I'm a little bit better about that, but I used to be like very much like, no, I must talk all the time. I have so much to say. I suppose I kind of still do that, considering how much I have, but yeah.
Only reason you're telling me Silver works on werewolves is because you found out from D and your research.
And only because it happens to be relevant at this time. It doesn't fix the underlying problem, which is that what we're facing is potentially an entire pack of giant man-wolves who have powers that I can only scarcely begin to guess at.
And with D, he's only gonna tell you what's relevant, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
It isn't doing wonders for me trying to mull over the possibilities, and I don't know what rules they're playing by.
I think that uncertainty is one of those things that's very, very bothersome. It's actually something that I deal with quite a lot. When, you know, like, something happens to someone in my immediate vicinity, and I don't know what, I have a tendency to get a bit worried about people, and like start thinking like the worst, the worst happened. Oh no! Well, oftentimes it's just like, oh, they were just busy. Nowadays, I'm a lot better about that now. But yeah, why am I talking about myself so much today? Good lord.
These Leopold guys, though, they're proper hunters. Okay, proper is in like they're a full-on government organization. Not that you.
It's alright, Grimal. I got what you meant.
Sorry, love. Point being, they got tactics, they got weapons, they got strategy. Kind of stuff that D yammers on about, yeah?
Yeah?
Yes. To whatever extent I can assume to be the case. I'm not privy to exactly what they bring to the table beyond weapons and expertise.
But they're working with us to get Mark back. Can't be all bad then, with a big proper group like that at our backs, yeah?
Well, the problem is that the Leopoldites are likely going to go in heavy regardless of what's going to happen, when realistically, the best solution is to talk, quite frankly. Sure, the werewolves might not be super amenable to that, but bluntly speaking, the bus cannot take on a pack of werewolves. No. Just no, like, it's not gonna happen, even if they have the element of surprise. But with a group of Leopoldites, maybe, sure. But even then, it might have been better to try and negotiate first, before anything else. For all you know, I mean, frankly, the werewolves are on the side of Gaia. It's not impossible to be on that same side. The problem, of course, being that werewolves are a bunch of idiots, let's be honest. Bunch of raging idiots, generally, who don't exactly trust humanity. So, yeah. Honestly, none of these solutions are good. That's the thing. There's no good options. And I think that's part of what's kind of getting to Kitten, and it's understandable.
Right about that. I'd rather have the help than not. It's just hard to gauge what'll be done by these zealots.
They let you in on their plans?
Not me. Not me, no. I'm not the maker of strategies for this. My own knowledge is middling at best.
So, it's D and the Catholic boys.
I don't even think Sir D's having much influence on them. Our discussions after the meeting with the Coalition were terse.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In short, we haven't really got anything to plan around.
I suppose not. Guess we may as well then.
May as well what?
Keep on with regards to you and me, like you wanted to discuss.
Okay.
But I thought you wanted to.
Things right now aren't in a state.
I still really like how Alphabusa writes their subtitles, a wound opening cough.
where I can just sit here and fume about issues I have no control over. If I have to talk, which frankly you're right about, I may as well make headway on something.
Oh, Kitten, I...
Don't.
Right, sorry.
I thought about it while we were talking.
Aww. Her calling him Kitten is probably like a pet name, but still.
And
Wait a second, is that the first time it gets used in Universe? Ah.
if I'd gone through what you went through and got turned away like how I've been doing to you, I'd feel pretty terrible. So, yes, I want to discuss it with you.
Thanks, mate.
Hmm.
You mind giving me something to work with? Ow. It's a little fogged, what with the, rampage brain and the cracked ribs.
Well, remember...
I do find myself wondering how much of the fog is... Here's the thing, right? She has mentioned before that she has memory trouble. Survivors tend to. I don't know if she's a survivor or not, but she's quite tough. So that makes me think like, she's... That's part of why she's so sturdy, as in she's gone through a lot. But bad memory tends to come from like, well, there's a lot of stuff that can cause it, but like one thing that can cause it is like trauma, so like a trauma response. So I wonder if Grimal has just gone through a lot in life.
the Suffolk Anime Con rave?
Oh! Yeah!
Maybe.
Of course I remember!
There we go. Just needed the spark, right?
You bumping into me while I was in my flow state on the floor and I clobbered you with the paddle. Oh! Ow! And
The constant dodging and having to evade your nicotine-induced battle fury. Every errant blow striking some other poor rave goer.
Yeah, and the way that huge butch security guard yanked me by that well-long braid I had.
And me by my damn ears.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Which ears? Is it the hoodie ears? That's,
Thought I'd crack me arsebone on the concrete.
Suffolk grade arse-shattering curbs.
I did remember coming down off that adrenaline and ciggy high after that. Arse-related trauma and all. You were, awful patient with me. Despite me thumping you good with the paddle.
Well, what can I say other than I thought you were cute?
Aww.
Could have been head trauma.
Ouch, cat boy.
Of course, you immediately apologizing did wonders for my opinion for you at the time. Christ, you were just so... distraught.
It was a rough time, and I did feel awful for nearly laying you out, because some other guy grabbed my ass.
The fact that you thought it was me is still really funny, considering I didn't even know you existed until the first swing connected.
The fact that they met with Grimaline hitting him with the yaoi paddle is kind of incredible. So how did you two meet? Well, I attacked him.
Couldn't even get our wallets back until the day after.
Yup. All I had was a £1 coin in my skirt pocket.
And I had 50p in my hoodie.
Up at Crabtree's Chippy, drowning our sorrows in a greasy, shitty chip butty.
The gall of him to price a bap that bad at 80 pence.
Highway robbery. But, I mean, it was worth a lot more than 80 pence at the time.
Aww.
Yeah.
Can I just say, I really like these little things. Hunted Parenting is a show about hunting monsters, right? But as with any show, as with most shows, it's about people. And people get messy relationships and a lot of emotions and a lot of memories and all of that stuff. And, well, they just... It's nice to see the campfire moment where a few people just sit down and talk. Those are some of my favorite moments in all of fiction. I call it the campfire moment because in fantasy, oftentimes it is the campfire that they sit around. But here, of course, the campfire is more the goose. I like it a lot. I really do.
Was.
I mentioned I've been getting into Wigan kebabs lately.
The sandwich with a meat pie for a filling?
Carbs on carbs on carbs on carbs, mate.
Okay, the way she said that is like, carbs on carbs on carbs on carbs. I can't believe Grimal is actually freaking baby no money. Bands on bands on bands on bands.
I'm afraid my lifestyle can't make best use of such an energy-dense diet. Haven't eaten a chip sandwich adjacent thing since... well...
Seriously?
It's not what you think. I'm not doing it out of spite. It just hurts to recall it.
I've been there, honestly. I had a friend once upon a time who was associated with... You know what, I'm not going to specify, but associated with something. And ever since we kind of lost contact with each other, I tend to avoid that thing, I've noticed. Like, just naturally. I don't know, I'm sure you guys have had similar experiences before. It's not really a rare thing. But it is interesting seeing that lead through in this. I have to say, I do wonder how much of this is based on, like, you know, Alpha Busa and the team's actual experience. Like, how much did Thunder Psyker go through personally? Obviously, that's his business. I don't want to start doing, like, detective work. Like, oh, what is your private business? But I do find it interesting to think about how we take our own experiences and translate them into fiction, you know?
I've been associating you with them for so long that I couldn't really unassociate it.
You gotta get past that, mate. You're missing out on a bread-centric lifestyle that I've been enjoying for the past month.
Easier said than done, Grim.
I mean, you did enjoy it, right? That wasn't like a lie?
No, I did. That's part of why it hurts so bad.
That makes
We've had
sense.
plenty of good memories, though. Beyond that, remember the day we had down by the river? When we went past Carrow Road?
I do remember that, but...
How those hooligans down that alley started cussing you out, threatening you and bellowing like caged animals. How instead of pissing you off, they pissed me off instead.
Yes,
How I
The music sounds very dramatic all of a sudden. I don't like it.
quickly and valiantly stepped in to fight off all 5 of them. Granted, I got the shit beat out of me and you went to get help.
What? You didn't
That was a good night after, though. I remember you doting on me all night as I lay in the hospital bed. It sucked, but I wasn't a quitter.
Grimal!
Eh?
You're forgetting that I was asking you to just ignore them and move on.
But they would have followed us!
No! They hadn't moved from their grimy little alleyway once we got past them. You had decided you'd go back nearly half a block away and fight for my honor.
But no! I remember seeing them!
Grimal, we'd crossed the Novi Sad Friendship Bridge on the same street when you went back. Last I saw of you was your boots ducking down the alleyway as I screamed after you to stop.
Sorry, I love the fact that that's a real bridge.
I ran after you to try and help, but there were 5 of them, and they were easily double our age. The broad-shouldered bastard had a fucking table.
What?
He broke over your head. All I could do was flag down a police car down the road and plead with them for help. Then, and then all I could do after that was call an ambulance after they'd floored you.
Why don't I remember it like that?
Let me jog your memory. We rode in the ambulance all the...
It's a good question, Grimal. Why don't you? Assuming she is the ghoul, Vitae has a tendency to play with the memory, but the thing is, there's no real reason for that. It could actually be simpler. Simply, she remembers what's good for her. She remembers the nice version of events to herself. Perhaps as a way to cope.
way to the community.
Or, even simpler, she got hit over the head with a table.
The hospital, and you were stuck with that stupid grin on your face, blood streaming out of your nose and mouth. It was one of the most harrowing experiences I've had in a long time. Not since All I could do was sit there.
Interesting.
Watching such a dire state.
Not since who?
I was so bloody helpless, looking at my girlfriend, beaten to a pulp, and felt like garbage for being unable to help. And it was all your bloody fault on top of it.
How come you never told me how you felt about all this?
Because by the time you were back to good health, I'd made peace with it. You were so beat up that I couldn't bring myself to just lay into you for how you handled that.
I can understand that, but, and this is easy to say but hard to do, I will always advocate for communication in these sort of situations. I'm not a psychologist, so maybe I'm wrong, but like, I find it's always, in my experience, it's almost always better to talk than to cut connections. It's actually part of why I don't like the block button, quite frankly. I understand why it exists. I just think that generally it's not really good for actual communication. There's of course exceptions. I mean, like I said, there's a good reason for it to exist. Just I like communication. I like it when people are willing to sit down and talk things out, you know?
I didn't figure you'd be so willing to repeat that mistake in the future, and it didn't end up mattering after that point because...
We broke up.
How long were they together anyway?
Yeah.
Do we know?
And the only reason I never brought it up was because you just seemed so okay about it. I didn't think to bring it up. Guess me kind of, well, misremembering how that night turned out didn't help either.
Is that really how you remembered it?
Well, what I can remember anyway. Got knocked unconscious. Guess I just filled in the blanks however I felt worked best.
I remember it, unfortunately. It doesn't get any easier doting on people. Ones you've loved that are horribly injured. Christ, you saw Marcus.
Bloody mummies, boy.
Shut up!
Tutankhamun, innit?
Shut up!
Okay, that's cute.
I can't tell if I'm attracted to hopelessly overconfident people who get pummeled to a pulp, or if I just found you two attractive and you getting pulverized is just some higher power's idea of a joke.
Admittedly, the latter kind of sounds like lampshading the writing. Just like, yeah, this just happens to be this case, I swear. I'm onto you, Andil. I'm onto you.
It's a bit of a naff joke, innit?
Just a titch.
If it's any consolation, love, I ain't laughing at it either.
Who said I wasn't laughing at it? It is pretty funny.
Hey, didn't you just say you found it immensely traumatizing?
I mean,
Hey, trauma can be funny.
it's still funny in a cosmic way. I still happen to not want either of you beaten to death, Grim.
Such a bloody softie. That memory being what it is, though. Makes me wonder how much of the trouble I've gotten into is my own damn fault. I mean, up until she went mad dog on us, so is badgering the werewolf.
This is something I'm wondering about. Why are they insisting on calling her the werewolf and not just Matilda? I realize, yes, she's a werewolf, but you can still call her Matilda. I realize also that's probably not her real name, but you get me.
She was that ghoul you guys were on about. Thought I was in the clear to kind of mess with her.
Hell of a coincidence, wasn't it?
I'm wondering.
Figured I was in the clear. You know, okay, if we go back to the idea that Grimal is a ghoul, this entire section must be some Class A manipulating. That's the thing that makes me think she's not, actually. Or if she is, it's somehow, you know, without her knowing. I don't think she's a manipulator. I don't see that in her. I really don't. I see brash. I see a bit foolish, maybe. Sure, but manipulator? Not really.
Would we have gotten more time if I hadn't been so dead set on badgering her? Could we have gotten enough time for you and
What
the
if? What
rest
if?
to get there, deal with it proper?
Grimal, you know you're not at fault. Stop it.
But going back to it, like, doesn't me surviving all of that prove I'm strong? Like, I've been proving how much I can take before falling down. I've been surviving stuff like this all my life, you know? Just trying to keep on and enjoy myself how I want to.
She is a survivor. Interesting.
Like, remember when I'd rented out those copies of Trigun out of the library when you got your card revoked?
How does that... Wait. No. I remember.
Yeah, you do. Had to hold them for a day before you could get them. It was like smuggling bloody contraband just so you and me could read about Vash being a dipshit.
Yeah.
And for the win! Also, by the way, I really like the remake. Fight me, nerds. The 3D is really good.
I remember you hiding them at your place.
Felt like a real ninja.
For what it's worth, I'm still sorry. It can't have been easy.
Yeah. Dear old Dad. It's not quite the same, and I know that. But it's been a part of me for as long as I can recall, surviving to get to the next day, one step at a time. Picking fights has been one of the few ways I get to test myself. I mean, look at me, man. Who's gonna take this seriously if I can't prove I can take a punch or two? It's one of the best things I can offer in this line of work. Persistence and being damn hard to put down.
I mean, honestly, like, that does explain her toughness a little bit to me. The idea that she's kind of toughened herself up throughout the years. Sure, she's not built like Marcus, but... No, it makes sense to me, actually.
Well, good Hunter doesn't have either. What?
Hearing all of this finally, I'm not really surprised. It's also just fucking sad, Grimal.
I don't do this to me, man. I'm opening up to you.
No,
and
look, that came out wrong. It's not me looking down on you.
Well, what do you mean then?
Look, Grim, look at me, okay? Your endurance, I have to be honest, it's something I marveled at for the longest time. Seeing what you have had to go through and keep on with is inspiring. It's one of the strongest things about you in this context.
Where are you going with this, Kitten?
But there is a difference between being a survivor and being suicidally stubborn. Survival isn't just about taking the next hit and keeping on going. It's about knowing when to call it quits. Your present condition is something that worries me.
Yeah, mate, I'm afraid too. I'm not stupid. I can feel something shifting around in there, and it hurts too. But I want to help.
Okay. This is so unlikely. Remember the whole they put something under my skin? If the doctor is the ghoul... Oh, frick. Oh, no. Oh, frick. If the doctor is the ghoul, and we know the regent is linked to Pentex, there could have been some Pentexian stuff going on in that medical room. Oh, frick. Guys, I don't think Grimal is a ghoul. I think she might be on track to become a Fomori instead. Dang, okay. Sorry, I just... Holy heck, that just popped into my head. That is... I hope I'm wrong about this, but if the doctor is the ghoul, that would make sense. Dang. Okay.
Where I can with this and save Marcus.
Is that really what you want to do?
What the hell does that mean?
From what you're saying so far, I'm not sure if you're doing this to save Marcus or to get on my good side.
Oi! Have you maybe considered that I'm worried about both of you?
Hmm?
Marcus is one of my best friends, one of my only friends right now. It's not a fucking binary, mate. Do I only get to like one of the two of you? I want both of you to like me because fucking stupid as it may seem, I like both of you an awful lot. Even though you've had this hate for me since we broke up. And you know the screwed up thing about it? I've had to sit here and think about where it went wrong, and I thought at first it was your fault, 'cause fuck, that's what anyone does after a breakup.
It wasn't just you.
Is it? I feel like it whenever something like that happens to me, I start blaming myself.
You that thought
But
that...
I've had to come to the horrible realization that maybe you have had a good reason to hate me. You were justified in hating my guts. And this trip down memory lane was a final pin in the board to make me realize that you did have a good reason to hate me for what I did to you. I don't hardly have anyone around me. Nothing that I can really call a friend, anyway.
What about Elise and Harry? What about Marcus?
I might want to preserve what I've got now and fix what I might have broken. That shit haunted me. That our relationship soured so much that you hated me. Fed up and pissed off for having to deal with my ass for so long. Not even that I threw the love we had in the trash, that you couldn't even look at me like I'm your friend. I was worried for so long that I couldn't get to know anyone just because of how much my dad hated me, him and Mom both, even though she just gave up and left. Then I met you and you were my...
Wait, so Mom left, Dad hated you? What is going on there? I wonder. Not enough information to go off of, but... Wonder what the story there is.
The first person I've been able to connect with intimately. You've got no idea what it's like to have to think on that kind of bloody thing for years. But you're so bloody alone that all you've got to bond with people over is anime and manga and shit. Because you blew the one relationship you've had.
I know. Because you've told me. And I've never forgotten it. How the fuck could I? But you aren't alone. You've managed to carve out friendships with Elise, Harry, Marcus,
Yeah.
whoever else I may not even know. You've had those connections. You can't just pull the "you don't know what it's like" card because one relationship fell apart. You can't put all that on me. That's not fucking fair.
I agree.
The world's a big place. Even our little insular world is a big place. But there's a lot.
Like the detail, even in the smallest of places, entire worlds may exist.
more like us out there. Always has been, always will be. No matter who says otherwise.
Yeah.
We're not going anywhere. Not while one of us is out there and needs us.
It still mattered to me. Worth more than anything. I don't want things between you and me to get worse.
I don't either, Grim. It's been a long time since, and I've had too much time to let it ferment in my head. I'm sorry for having put you through that. I really can only guess as to how much it hurt you.
For how all of this is even happening now.
I have to say, I really like the fact that despite them yelling at each other and, like, you know, like having this back and forth and then all of this stuff, it's really nice seeing them apologize and, you know, talk it through. Yes, it's yelling and swearing and all of that, but they're not insulting each other, notice, and they did talk it through. That's kind of the sign of adults, in my opinion. I like it. I like it a lot. This might be my favorite episode yet, actually. Sorry for being kind of quiet, by the way, towards the end. There's just a lot going on.
Me taking you for granted like I did. Then and now. It isn't all on you, mate. I'm sorry too.
Thank you, Grimal. I'm not ready to be friends with you again. Right now, it's not that easy. Not for me, anyway.
Yeah. I get that.
But we can try and start wiping the slate a bit. You were immature, self-centered, and oblivious, not to mention kind of an asshole. But that's who you were, not who you are. I was a dick for assuming you hadn't changed. Because you definitely have.
Thanks, mate.
Hey, yeah, that's really good.
He told me in the aftermath that you were one of the only ones trying to leap into the fray against her. That whole proving yourself thing has never been in question to me, and doing something so reckless, stupid, brave only cements that. Even if it backfired horribly and you almost got crunched to death.
It's because I'm built like Souther.
What, incorrectly?
Burn.
Ow!
You're built different. I'm just built wrong. I'm incorrect. I should not exist.
Fine. And listen, we're not friends right now, but I will admit that after this discussion, I'm more than happy to accept your help.
Hey.
You and I can discuss friendship again later, after we rescue Marcus. You know, my fiancé.
Oh, stop it! I'm not gunning for that role.
Honestly, I hope, I honestly hope, like, we get another conversation between these two. If Grimaline ends up being the ghoul, which, again, I doubt, but if she does end up being the ghoul, or perhaps, like, you know, dominated, or some kind of vampire thing going on, or perhaps Pentex thing, like I mentioned earlier, I hope I'm wrong, but if she's like a Fomori, imagine having like a dark reflection of this conversation in the future. Ooh.
And I want to save him too, remember? Because he's my best friend.
Uh-huh.
And if I can save my best friend and ensure him and his fiancée can be happy, well, that sounds good to me.
Thank you, Grimal.
Even if his fiancée happens to be my ex and a doughy UK boy beside.
Okay, getting a bit too jabby there. Let's shake hands before you make an ass of yourself and I regret it.
Sure thing.
reminds
That was
me.
really nice.
Speaking of Kenshiro, you still got my details on your phone?
Course I do. That grudge was mostly on you, remember?
Just making sure. Guess in that case, I'll just have to keep an ear out for Tough Boy then, yeah?
You still have that old Ripper got you? On your phone?
Well, yeah. I'd figured out I could remove you as a contact a while ago, but I still didn't really want to.
Oh,
Besides, it was it's a good song.
it is a good song. And this was a really nice episode.
Grimal, please stop crying.
Oh! Wow. I have so many thoughts. Where to begin? So first of all, I love campfire episodes like this. I think they are incredible. And frankly, I am so happy we got this. Frankly, like, I expected, oh, maybe we'll get some info about the ghoul. Maybe we'll get some, like, supernatural shenanigans. No, we get two people sitting down, having a conversation. And you know what? That's really nice. I like it a lot. And it really doesn't need to be more than that sometimes, Like, I think fundamentally, most shows are served incredibly well by just two people sitting down, having a conversation. Sorry, I'm a little out of it almost because of that. That was so nice. Thank you to Alpha Busa and to Undil and to Carl the Deranged and everyone else who worked on this, because honestly, you guys are a very big inspiration for me, and I just wanna say thank you for that. All right, before I get all gushy, thank you, all of you, for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. I certainly did. There's a lot of thoughts going through my head right now, and I'm sure after the recording is done, I'm gonna have moments of like, oh frick, I wanted to talk about that. Don't worry, I'll be in the comments. I have a few thoughts for sure. Like the whole Pentex healing thing is like, not impossible and a bit scary. But hey, thank you all very, very much for watching. I had a really good time reacting to this. I hope I added something to the proceedings. I do apologize for my voice if you hear some echo or anything like that. It's because I have moved recently and I'm still like soundproofing this place. It's taking me a little bit because the landlord has not been here for a bit and I need his permission to hang up certain sound absorbing materials and such. Anyway, all of that rant aside, a very special thank you to our very important planet, Aku, SCP Realized, and of course Cooler Mr. Cortez, and Tato, All Dog, Vreed, Any Cute Puppy, and Alex the DM over on Ko-Fi for your support. If you are a member, you can see yourself scrolling in the background. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye!